Hey there folks, Rock Online here again. Trying something a little bit different this time. We are not a speed run. Surprise, surprise. Shock of it all. I love playing this game, genuinely. This is one of the most fun games that I have had the opportunity to play in quite some time. And we are just playing the demo, which is crazy to think about. 20 speedrun attempts at to beat a demo quickly. But there is a lot in this room I'm very curious about getting to. Now, I have gotten to, off camera, of course, so you know, who would believe that, to that pot in the corner. And it's not there. You jump through it. It is but the mere illusion of a pot. But there are a lot of other things in this room that I'm very, very curious about attempting to get to. So I'm going to do what I did before. And you can use... Here's a little bit of a discussion about what happens when you fall off the desk. It'll be helpful. You die. You can get down onto this chair. You can get down onto the top of the computer and also shut the computer off. Again, I just cannot wait for this game to come out. There's going to be so many fun things to get into with this. Turn it off and on, I'm sure. You can do a lot of things. Again, if you touch the ground, you die. So you can get back into the chair, kind of. And you can get over to this other shelf, but you can't get onto the lower shelf. So there is a kill plane that is a little bit off the ground. It's... I don't even know how to describe it. A couple of inches tall. So once you cross it, you die. It's not necessarily the floor. Which means you can push the radio onto the floor and get on the radio. So what we're going to do is do exactly that. Now, sadly, that kills what I genuinely consider to be some of the best background music in any game out there right now is this radio and the couple different channels it has. But when you push things, they tend to fall straight down. They don't get a lot of momentum. And so then when you fall, I want to make sure you're above. Fall a little bit off. You can hold on to it as it goes down, but it tends to rotate as well. So you lose that. It's a little bit more of a gamble. So what I prefer to do, hopefully, is just line this up, sort of move and miss it again. Too much. Probably would have been better to do this off the front of the desk so you don't have to watch me crawl all the way across here every single time to attempt to. But what we're going to do. So is grab it and then I'm going to call it a shimmy. We're going to shimmy this thing across the floor. Because as long as we stay off of the kill plane, far out. Nope, I'm going to be too short. How? I don't know. Oh, fun. You can take other things down. So like if you were to take this ruler down, so I've done this before too, and you chuck it down there and you land on it, it's below the height of the kill plane. So even if you were to fully land on that ruler, right down the middle of it, you would still die because you're too close to the ground and you trigger the kill plane. So again, at some point this is going... It's not it though. Let's reset object. Let's try to ride it down this time. Maybe that's the problem here. Push it over to the edge, hold on to it. I think it's more likely to make this work. It's just not a guaranteed thing every time. So it's hesitant to do it because I thought it was a little bit better at trying to land on this thing. See, it rotates and you don't have any control over that. Now that felt like that was a little bit closer to the edge of the desk, so it's easier to hit. Oh wow, that's underneath the desk. We'll try it, but I don't think. Jumped off the computer. Yeah, that is. We'll try to jump off the computer for the skill shot. Okay. Genuinely don't have any faith in my ability to hit. Yeah. Always gonna underestimate. Try one more time. A little bit more juice than what I gave it last time. I should be able to do it. See what I'm talking about. Full power. Get it? Ah, right. Set up. I think the mouse will work too. It was off camera. I think the mouse works fine. The dice are too short. The phone cradle works, but it's not the phone cradle. The phone works, but it's not flat. The cup works when you buy the water fountain. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who's not familiar with Learning from Home. One of the things you can buy from the shop is a water cooler. It comes with a cup. You can ride the cup. That is a good one. There we go. Perfect. All right. We are on the clock. Now the goal will be to get to something. I'm fairly confident, having been in that planter over there, that planter doesn't exist, but I'm curious about that dresser. So this is just very monotonous. And you have to be very careful. Again, if your worm or any part of your worm touches that kill plane, you're dead. Another thing I found is if you get too vertical, the clock gets up and down to let's say perfectly vertical would be what, 90 degrees to the ground. If it gets to 85, like very, very close to that top, the worm, you stop having control over the worm. You can see that I'm gripping right now and moving and sort of jiggling the clock. You just become dead weight and there's nothing you can do about anymore. You just kind of have to keep working the edges, grab it, and then kind of pull. And you're kind of just continuing this. This edge around the floor, that's also there. So you could, I think, in theory, wedge something up against it and then see slipping off. This is quite flat, and the side of this is perfectly flat. But yeah, the border around the floor, the baseboards there, does exist, and you see it. If you jump off, you'll kind of hit it and slope off. You can do that too. Something else that was on my list, but I kept trying to set it up and it took forever, and I ended up finding this and got way more distracted with making progress across the floor. Can't land on the carpet. The carpet's below the kill plane, it feels like. Really have to find something of some height. See, that was a really good one. Effectively a complete length of the clock further towards the dresser. There are times too where it feels like it gets a little stiff, but I don't think you lose the ability to keep going. I think you can keep going. But again, stick with it and do not fall too far off the sides. Any part of you gets to that kill plane. You go back to the desk and then your clock or whatever, clock, phone, mouse, whatever it is you're using to go across the floor is far outside of your jumping range. A little kind of shimmy. It really feels like it just changes, and maybe it's just doing something for long enough you start to assign changes to something meaningful that you're doing when really it's just sort of random. But it feels like the shimmy has its value. So I'm kind of pulling, when I'm holding this, I'm holding down, sort of pull against the clock, and then I'm sort of just, in that case, alternating between down and right to get that movement. Doing well, but we're ending up a little bit more in towards the corner than. And course correct. Now see, we're starting to rotate. This is good. When you can get this and make it consistent, you can kind of just not even put yourself at risk. And you can see by where the end of the clock is against the floorboards that I am actually making progress doing this. This is like zero risk. You know, I'm not about to flip the clock over. I'm not putting myself rotating this thing too far and like getting closer to the floor. You're making actual progress. It's worm speed progress. Game of the game. Close, but progress. Wants to rotate. Oh no! And it's gone forever. So you can see it's not on a good side of that, I guess. I mean, that's incredible progress. Probably not close enough at that point to make a jump for it, but definitely within reach. What we'll do is attempt to jump at it now. I don't have anything I can use to get any additional in here. let's just see how far we can get to the outlet. Yeah. See, you can hit the... I want to say it's wainscoting, but I don't think that's the right word. But on top of the baseboard, the edge, hit it. I'm running up against the wall, but hit it, and then you kind of shoot out like a slide. Try the clock, you know what? Let's just reset the outlet real quick. Let's try pulling it this way. Maybe it'll rotate us on top. Yeah, I need a better side. I think genuinely was just looking at like, just did it. I don't remember what side of the clock was down, but yeah, this looks like this actually is in a really good position. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that puts a very flat side on the bottom. I've got more faith in this one than I did the last one. I have to watch this because you will grab this knob, and that is not moving the clock. So, do it a little bit off the, move a little bit out of the way. All right, let's pull against. Hold down again. Hold down. Slide over. Come back in. Grab this other end. Really, there we go. Good. It doesn't want to go on this side, does it? Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be really slow going. I don't like this. Again, it's one of those things. It's like, I just did it. So I'm like, is it genuinely this bad? Or is it just like 5 seconds of doing it and it sucks? I don't have faith that that was going to work. We're going to rotate this around to another side. And you can see the second my little tail got below the kill plane, can't be too far off the ground. It died. So it's all right. We're a little bit further away from the desk. We might need a little jump here to make this work. Oh, that looks, oh, looked pretty good. Oh, I've typed all kinds of stuff. That is definitely not my login. All right. Look at that. Oh, I got greedy. I didn't grab. I was so confident I landed that. I did not grab. Oh, what a loser. All right, try that again. This is a really good spot, though. Steal this for any other future attempts. All right. We're in place, and we're on, I think, is going to be a better side to attempt this. Something about the back of it. It did not want to move, did it? Really stuck in place. This is already, I mean, this already, we've made more progress in that first second and a half than we did in the 30 seconds. Holding down, holding right, holding down, holding left. A little bit. Sometimes you alternate between down and left, or just down, or just left. Kind of keep, or you know, or right, swap right out for left. Side makes the most sense. You don't want it to get too vertical. Get the headworm. Hang on, buddy. Ooh, oh, there we go. See? Cannot grab it at too close to the edge. The closer to the edge is going to give you better movement on grabbing it and moving it, but you put yourself in more of a risk. Bet you I feel like I can do this. It's a pretty hefty jump, but oh wow. Oh, that was a shot and a half. All right, we'll take that. All right. Again, we'll be a little bit smarter with this and stick closer to the center. A little bit slower progress, but oh no, we're rotating. Oh my gosh, it's got a mind of its own right now. Holy cow, what is it doing? Oh no. Oh my gosh, what is happening? That's bad. Right back on the back again. All right, do it this time. Kind of line yourself up with the angle of how it is compared to the desk to give yourself more runway. And make sure you're moving forward. Yeah, there we go. All right. Don't like this side of this, but we're going to give it another shot while we're here and just see maybe if it was, see, like, really just feels like it. Out the back side of the radio. Clock radio? Really doesn't go. but if we rotate it, there's a chance that we're not going to get back this thing pretty far out. 3 whole inches from the desk. We're going to rotate it. Okay, let's try this again. It's better for us to try it. Side that's going to work. Frankly, even have to reset. Yeah, it's not far enough. Wow, we are right there. Yeah, make sure it's not like a well. So you could sleep. Sleep would give you. All right, hang on. Calling an audible right in the middle of that sentence. Get in here. Go to sleep. Which I can't do because I haven't logged in yet. So let's log in. No, you know what? The clock's. You know, we'll just try it without for right now. There's a strength boost. Might be the answer to this. Charge. Try this with this. Feel pretty. We might overshot. Oh, that's close. Hang on, hang on. All right. If this doesn't work, we will go back. Ooh. Another video maybe later where we do a proper login, and then I can show you the process. So you sleep, and the more sleep you give your worm over, I think it's seven in-game hours, grant you up to a 20% bonus in movement, speed, and strength. And then on top of that, in addition to, if you've watched any of the other runs that I put together for the 90%, but I fell off. Oh, kind of fell off. Any of the other runs for the 90% glitchless, you can buy the Reading Nook, which gives you the ability to earn like additional for spreadsheets you would use to earn more money. This one, you can buy worm weights, which will give you sort of an additional strength bonus. Helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and do this now that we're a little bit further away. Let's enter worm 123. Start the clock on that whole run. In order to go to sleep, you have to be logged in, and I think answer and then hang up the phone. Starts this whole thing. Again, if you've seen this before, if you've watched any of the other runs I've done, or any of the other runs that any of the other fantastic speedrunners of this game I put together. You know, I'm so used to it, I was ready to go over there and grab the D6 to put together. Now we're just waiting to get to the point where we can hang up the phone at the end of that sentence about exciting opportunity. Okay. It's 7 a.m. We're going back to bed. As soon as you touch any part of the dirt, it falls asleep. It's adorable. Alright, you can see here, we now have a 20% boost to movement speed. It's training efficiency. I thought it was strength, but it is movement speed. Now, we can then also attempt to get the weight bench, but let's just see what this movement speed boost does for us. This might be enough to get us back on what we were trying to do before. And that's another recommended path for the any % glitchless run. It's not far enough. We might be out of luck with that. Let's go ahead and do enough. Don't remember how much the weight bench cost. 100 or 300. I'm gonna do a ton for a run that's not on it. 25 bucks, even cheaper than I thought. Perfect. All right, let's go do $25 worth of spreadsheets. Down to C2. Over to C2. 1423. $15. Need one more. 4 and D4. There's some money. 38 bucks. Perfect. All right, we're gonna go buy the worm weights. None of the other Reading Nook skills give you enough. Any strength bonus or what we want. Take a look at the skill here once. Similar to the other one. Again, if you've watched any of the other runs, you got to get the 5x. And if you keep playing this, it will cap at 4x. It just gets faster and faster. Last one's 1. There we go. Okay. Even need less than that. Did that. That'll take us to this other perk tree. Alright, so we have debuster, lack of sleep or reduce, movement, speed, and jump height, grab strength, and head bash 4. So we will take movement, speed, and jump height. That's the only one out of these ones that I think is helpful for what we're trying. Let's see if we can jump back out. Although the strength, the other strength upgrade might be useful for, ooh, well, it's to jump. Grabbing this thing. Let's, oh, look at that. Got some major height now. Nope, that was an error. That was a whoopsie. Alright. Come on, you. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so close. Okay. Got the... Nope. Again, man. So excited to line it up and start holding down the jump that I immediately then let go of the jump. All right. All the way to the edge. That's about as good a jump as I think I can put together. Okay, the distance is good, which means I just need to line it up better. Got a winner here. Shot him. That felt really good. That's gonna be short. Oh my gosh. Alright, one more attempt and then we'll start over. Let's try and get it. Felt later? No, that was even worse. Alright. Set objects. Put the clock back. You know what, for that, let's go ahead and take a look at the warm whites again and see what that skill was. You know, we'll just get it one together. Alright. I forget how infrequently I play this beyond needing to get the points required. I don't know if it's 5 or if it's more. The 5 stuff. Oh, it could be training efficiency too. I did forget. That explains actually why on the other one it felt like it was. I was looking at it, I'm like, I think that's less than 5, but I forgot you get a 20% training efficiency when you sleep early. Perfect. 3175 get you there on level 2. We will take strength. Grab strength. We're out of there now. We've got the clock reset. We're at 2 p.m. That's gonna be another issue we're gonna run into. You know what? So much that we might go ahead and go to sleep now. Let this go to sleep now. Might be it. There's a little bit of effort there for having to reset the clock. All right. 7 a.m. maximum boosts, strength, headbutting power, grab strength, jump power, all maximized here. We're gonna change the radio channel and earn 40 bucks. Boom, there you go. All right, change of sound. All right, it's on a good side too. Later, just fall. Oh, fall better than that. You do when you fall. You don't tend to have the momentum that you have when you're heading towards the edge, unless you jump. Crawl off. You tend to just go exactly. No. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It feels like if you don't. Actually, no, that's stupid. That's not the right thing I meant to say at all. No, you kind of just you fall a little bit. I think harder than it feels like you would. You were a worm from home. What we'll do? What? Nope. Wow. Okay. Reset objects again. I think I want to try a little bit further away. Okay, so you can play until 3 a.m. in the game, and then you're forced to go to sleep. But when you're forced to go to sleep, we're going to be right back at the desk, and the clock. I keep saying clock. The radio will be wherever we leave it on. Not useful to us. So, you know, it seems like that's moving just fine. just crazy. That face, this face when this was up before, felt like you couldn't move the clock at all. Moving just fine now. Try this out. Basically, you always just want to pull the opposite direction that you are from towards the opposite end of the clock. Ooh, that's bad. See? That's unfortunate. That is exactly what I was talking about before, where if you get too vertical, the worm just sort of hangs on. You can grasp, you can let go and re-grab, but it doesn't let you move any. An even smaller platform to try and land on. I've already made pretty good progress. I'd hate that. Start over. One more attempt and started. That overshoot? Wow. Okay, hang on. One more attempt. Gotta try it one more time. I thought it was far enough out of reach that it wasn't worth trying again. Turns out we're actually just a little bit short of full power. That is, oh, that's a so. Should go to sleep since it's already. We love the worm sliding out of the bucket. He just touches the dirt and he passes out. That is awesome. All right, we didn't have our good luck music going. That was the problem. All right. And push it maybe a little bit. We definitely land on the back really well last time. If I fall, not gonna work. All right. Oh, it's an overshoot. Ended up just like you were trying to land on it from a distance. Just nice little jump is. There we go. All right, we're moving. This again. Oh, come on, brain. Would you think that was okay? I want to be as close, I mean, ideally in one of the corners. You do tend to move it a little bit better if you're in one of the corners, but also substantially more at risk of falling off if you do that. Knew that. I'll put myself at risk. See, look at that. Oh, great grip. Wheel it back onto an edge. Use the edge, but that's exactly what we're looking for. Look at that. All right. 25 more times and we got it. It's pretty good. That's too far off the edge. It's too far off the edge. Right on the base. Right on the edge of that white line. Wall, being close to the wall would be helpful. And it gives you a little, I don't know, it feels more comfortable to be up against something when you're trying to, but I think it becomes a bit of a crutch in that, a bit more of a detriment than a benefit. Try to get to the dresser. Would love to get, right before horse here, would love to get close enough to it to be able to reach out and somehow touch it and not fall off of this. Means going, I mean, because the other options, you can always just fling yourself at it, which honestly might be the way to go. Because the last time I did this with a flower pot again, no, off camera, take my word for it, or don't, believe me or don't. But I got very close to the flower pot a couple times. Finally, I got close enough where I'm like, okay, I think I can get this on end and jump off the end of the radio and into the flower pot. I'm like, oh, it's a flower pot. Maybe I'll fall asleep or something. And didn't end up getting enough height by any stretch. It's a very tall flower pot, even off the end of the radio. And went right through it. It's totally fine. It is a demo. I am not by any means critiquing the gameplay whatsoever. Like I said, the fact that I'm willing to sit here and do this in a demo of a game is just a testament to how unbelievably fun this game is and how much I'm looking at this being. This is exceedingly close. Oh my god. This is the furthest I've ever gotten in this direction before. By far. I almost don't even want to look until I get like close enough that I could just see it. So look at that. Oh, that's a table leg. It's a dresser leg. Oh my god. That's our gosh. Okay. We are here. Ideally, I don't know which part of this you would really want to try and jump onto. Because you only have a limited height as the worm. You can't climb. If you're on the carpet, you die. So really you're looking for something like the bookshelf, bottom shelf might be a good next effort. Probably should have gone that direction to start with, but I think this is pretty interesting. So, let's see what happens. All right. We're going to jump towards it. I'm just going to jump, I think, towards this table leg. And let's see if any part of this is corporeal enough to grab. So I have my little grabber ready. All right, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, boy. Saw the inside. Pretty cool. Hey. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. That was exciting. Look for another one of these in the future. I think the next great frontier is going to be the bottom shelf of the dresser. That looks like it's far enough off the ground that we can get onto it if it is there, if it exists. But again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you.